Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Auto Club Speedway, this time for the NRSL Digital Storm Cup Series. Fourth race of the season, 50 laps on tap for today's event, and it's the native defending champ Jonathan Zorlin on pole here at Auto Club, fifth career pole. Seth Cole and that bye Chevy, who won last week at Phoenix, is to his outside. Kev Shearer, William Brock, row 2. Another native, the Terminator, Charles Sanford in row 3 with Zachary Fitzwater Sr., who was used as the pick here last year by teammate Allyson Rayne. Rayne went on to win that race. Row 4, we've got rookies Owen Miles and Audra Baranauskas with a strong showing, and then Samet Oskin and Henry Sanford in row 5. I'm joined once again by my man, Vince Freeze.
Here we are, baby. Last season, we went California dreaming. We saw some interesting pitch strategy. Allyson Rayne brought it home, like you said. This season, we've seen a lot of things in the truck race with tires that might play a factor. And we got the sunshine out. It's beautiful and bright out here, which should mean a little slower speeds. And I don't expect the draft to be as heavy compared to this race, to last race in the trucks. Oh, and yeah, we got RJ Bishop on the last row. That's about it, man. Let's get it on.
I believe you've got the D&Q list for me this week compared to last week.
Yes, sir. I got Cole Hudson, Blaine Saylor, Jack Holton, Adam Flickinger, Christian Vargas, Trey Smith, Bradley Ream, Lane Sanders, Derek Hamill, and Christian Russell not making the field. And our past winners, we have is 2017 Allyson Rayne, the Ford, Fitzy in 2018, a Ford, 19 Matthew McIntyre in a Chevy, 2019 Nico Tringali in Audi, 2020 Dylan Young in a Ford, and as I said last year, Allyson Rayne, Zach said in a Chevy with that pick on Fitzwater. Let's get it on, buddy. It should be a fun one today.
And just a little stat correction there. Matt McIntyre won the second race in 2018. There was only one race in 2019. Jessica Shelton comes into this race as the points leader. 2 points over Dylan Young and Seth Cole. 5 points over Fitzwater and Rowe. 6 points over Sorlin. 9 over Oskin. And 10 over Andrew Rich. So a very tight battle right now, 3 races in.
Drivers, start your engines!
Going back to the points topic. 9th in points, Levi McIntyre, 18 back. And 10th in points, Nico Tringali, 25 back. Charles Sanford, 27 back. Currently, he's the first notable outside the top 10. And then you've got some surprises here, Vince. Some guys that have been going through go or go home. They've made it every race so far, except I believe today, I think you mentioned Christian Vargas did not make the show, correct?
Sir, Christian Vargas, he was doing well too last week in Atlanta.
Yeah, so 13th is Vargas in the point standings. Logan Williams did make the race, so he continues to make races here. He is 15th in the points coming in. Nate Rogers currently 14th in points. That's not a go-or-go-home driver, though. Looking at some others, Audra Baranauskas, 19th. She has made every race. She starts 8th here today. She won the Jerky Pro race yesterday. And there are a couple of surprises at the bottom of the points, such as Ace Rogers in 44th and Jesse Turner in 36th. Off of turn 4, beautiful sunny day, as Vince mentioned. You can see the mountains in the background. Sorlin will lead them to the green flag. And we are racing in California. Great jump for J-Zo. Clears Seth Cole outright. Let's see the speed here in the corners for the Cup cars compared to the trucks. It's about the same, a little bit faster, a little bit more downforce here for the Cup cars. You're going to see that top side come into play out of turn 2 all the same. Almost 200, nope, 202 actually into turn 3. See them go a little faster here through 3 and 4, so they will get even faster down into turn 1. First lap complete, it's Zorlin leading at the line.
Yeah, it looks like Zorro and Seth Cole going to renew that rivalry in a way at Phoenix last week. As Fitzwater goes to the outside, he also was a part of the Phoenix Battle Royale.
And there you can see that top side is really going to work out here today. Big time for the Cup cars. Getting that power down. You're going to want to jump to the top as quick as possible here. If you're at the front, you don't want to lose too many positions. As Fitzwater makes the first move to the inside through 3 and 4 on Seth Cole. McIntyre almost in the wall there off of turn 4. Fitzwater will clear Cole into turn 1. But can he jump up in front of him before the run comes?
Got a chance, but I don't think he's clear.
He is going to move up here right into turn 3. Look at Baranowski's, Vince. Top 5 runs so far today. As Kev Shearer puts her up top 3 wide. William Brock in the middle.
Very impressed with Fitzwater using that momentum from Phoenix into Auto Club. He seems to be the best in the bottom and is hunting for that lead soon.
We saw a ton of fall off here in the Truck Series race yesterday, along with some tire failures, where not really they were tire failures per se, but just the tires lost all their grip. Driver uses up the tires, and you will jump straight to max wear, it seems, and you just lose all grip automatically halfway through the run. Could be a little earlier than that, could be later than that, but you got to be careful about that here today, Vince. As you see now, Audra not really running the top as well through 3 and 4. That's making her get hunted here in the turn 1. 4 wide almost. That was 3 wide there actually, as Dylan Young is flying forward, Vince. He didn't even start top 10.
We know Dylan Young is notorious for good runs at the Auto Club, especially in qualifying. Looks like he's trying to back that race pace up today. As you see, he takes a 3 wide. Sanford, and how about the Sanfords on the outside for a little bit there? That's pretty cool for Henry and Charles.
And Dylan Young got his first career win in the Cup Series here back in 2020, and he is pushing teammate Cement Oskin towards the front. As you mentioned, Charles Sanford there, 06 of Henry Sanford right behind him. Ace Rogers has raced his way up into the top 10. Currently in 9th and in need of a good run if he doesn't want to be in the Go or Go Home group after Willow Springs. First 5 races of the year, we use last year's owner's points to determine who is locked in and who goes in the Go or Go Home. And once we're past race 5, we start using this year's points.
Look at that on the apron, Stringale.
Very viable option at this track to be on the apron down in 3 and 4. As Seth Cole has passed Fitzwater back for second. Top 3 starting to inch away from the pack, Vince.
I think just that skill gap for everyone else has to catch up. I think, see if Fitzwater on the outside. I think Brock holding up that lane a little bit. Maybe Oski now in front or Dylan Young could get him back. But I think Seth Cole's going lower, which could help that second pack. And there's Brock, just as I mentioned.
Only 2 drivers have ran a lap faster than a 39.0 today, and they are the top 2. Fitzwater with a 38.949, Zorlin a 977. It's early on in the race, so we're going to take a trip through the field here. So Fitzwater, Zorlin battling it out for the lead with Seth Cole in 3rd. As, oh baby, that got a little dicey there. That's Oskin, D. Young, and Brock racing for 4th with Baranowskis right behind the 19. Keith Rich, Ace Rogers, Tringali just inside the top 10. With Charles Sanford right there battling with him. Here's hotshot Andrew Rich. He's closed up towards the top 10 after a mid-pack qualifying effort. You got Nate Rogers and Allyson Rayne, 2-time winner at this track, also trying to move forward as Kev Shear starts to fade. Henry Sanford, Amanda Evans, Cole Deaver, Vince Freeze is inside the top 20. And Owen Miles, who started inside the top 10, he has started to fade back as Ferranti jumps into the top 20. Got Priya McShane here, Levi McIntyre, Peter Onjak. There's Jessica Shelton, who started, I believe, 32nd. Current points leader coming into the race. That could very likely to change here with how close the battle is right now. Alexander Rowe back here as well with a poor qualifying effort. Quinton Moore, Roy Ribbleton, who got the pole yesterday, Sebastian Kukulon, those guys top 30. There's Diego Yepes. Yepes, another driver, Vince, who has been go or go home and made every race so far. Yepes currently sits 24th in the point standings.
He needs a couple good runs to unlock himself after race 5. We'll see if that happens.
Suffering back here, we got Zach Flickinger, Reggie Fogelman, who making his first career start here today, Jesse Turner, James Ellison, Logan York, Brent James, Scott Roush, first start on the year. As Roush and Fogelman were the last two that hadn't yet qualified coming into this weekend. Then you got Bishop, Logan Williams, Laura Chung, Mason Dagger, and Stephen Colon. They round out the field. Let's see the difference from last to first as Fitzwater took the lead while we were looking away, but Colon a 41.5 to Fitzy's 40.7. And Dylan Young has made it up to third, Tringali up to fourth.
Seth Cole's getting swallowed up here without a teammate helping too.
So we see Fitzwater take the lead, but now here's the question. Tringali and D. Young, they have been able to move forward. How fast are they actually compared to the top two? If you can get by Zorlin, that means you could potentially get by Fitzwater.
That man Fitzwater must be getting some PTSD flashbacks from last year, Zach. Led the race, had a great car, dominated. He's almost in the exact same position. Let's see what happens under that first round of pit stops.
And I believe with the clear conditions today, these guys should be able to stretch it to 25 laps if they want to. We did have some drivers do that last year, but then it turned into a two-stop race anyway. So who knows what we could be in store for here today. You see Allyson Rayne peaking from outside of the top 10. As Oskins made it up to 6. Ace Rogers and Keith Rich have been able to stay up here so far, as has Baranowskis. But Rayne and Charles Sanford continue to peek around outside the top 10 as Andrew Rich has faded a little bit compared to his teammates. Not something you would have thought would happen to the driver of the 23, known to be very fast and speedy on these intermediates.
So early, but yeah, it's a little concerning. Maybe he's just saving his tires, being that veteran move, but he just doesn't have the corner exit speed, or just noticing right there. His rain goes 3-1 underneath Baranowskis.
Battle is still on for second between teammates Tringali and Zorlin. But it's Dylan Young on the outside line. I think he's going to get it here, and yep, there he goes. Dylan Young up to second. And Seth Cole looking to follow through and maybe get back up to third.
How about this, Zach? All top 5 drinks. That's pretty cool.
No, except the 59. He's got the
get a drink at a restaurant.
all-out buffet over here with the drinks. D. Young, is he starting to close the gap on Fitzwater? A little faster that time by.
A little higher
wait and
than
see.
Fitzy.
Seth Cole will clear Sorlin for third. Tringali is looking to do the same for fourth here. He will. Ooh, Tringali, you can tell he's faster than Seth Cole because he had to check up and jump to the top going into the corner. And right now, Vince, I really feel like this race could be a battle between the 59, the 2, and the 7.
We'll see. Another thing, too, is that we forgot to mention, Billy Kidd yesterday got lucky on a caution. Did we see that random yellow after pit exit? That could be a problem. Because we never know who will play the overcut game and get lucky. That could be another factor. You see Tringali, you're right, just going to breeze by Seth Cole. He gets a nice run here on the outside.
Yeah, he got that big run there off of turn 2, and Seth Cole left the lane open, and there you see the braking distance into the corner. Tringali just gets that little bit extra. And yeah, he is going to clear Seth Cole here off of turn 4. Not quite yet.
Fitzy's already playing the snake game down the front stretch, trying to break the draft to Dylan Young because Young is closing.
Tringali will use that top side, and he'll take third place away from Seth Cole here. Looking at the lap times, Dylan Young about half a tenth faster that time by. Just kind of whittling away as he gets closer to Fitzwater.
Going a little side. Oh, something that's like a Jack Holton strategy back there with 47. It's not happening.
He is not terribly off pace. He's still got his tire grip, but just taking another look here to see if anything has really changed. Brent James has moved forward a little bit. He's up to 30th. Alexander Rowe has gone nowhere in 26. Henry Sanford and Andrew Rich have faded. Shelton has moved forward decently. She's up to 22nd. Quinton Moore up to 21st. Vince Freeze has held his own in 18th. Kev Shearer fading just a little bit in 15th. Charles Sanford has gone nowhere. And Allyson Rayne, don't look now. But all of a sudden, she's passed Jonathan Zorlin for 5th place.
Fitzy on the radio. Is that 10 coming? Because I could be scared in a couple minutes here. But now listen, I think Rayne just seems to be understanding the draft in clean air. We'll see if she can run comparable lap times. As now the top 3 are Constantining up.
Really seeing the tire kick. How about Keith Rich still in 7th place? Great run for him here today. Ace Rogers as well. You see William Brock, Oskin, Nate Rogers, Baranowskis, and Charles Sanford all in the fight for this last top 10 position.
This looks so slow. I think this could be a good time to, if you're really back there, pull an undercut.
That would mean probably a 2-stop strategy, Vince, if you pit this early.
Could be worth it if you're running 40th.
Believe you can stretch it to lap 25, man. Really believe it.
I know, but we saw Gene Sanford yesterday got unfortunate, but made something out of nothing. I figure 40th, why not? But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Lights on? I thought I saw the lights on. That was just the reflections playing tricks on me.
Now Tringali has to run on the outside. We'll find out what he's got.
That time by Dylan Young was slower than Fitzwater. Meanwhile, behind them, seeing Rayne continuing to close the gap to Seth Cole. Seth Cole is fading from the leaders. That time by out of the top 3, Tringali was the fastest. See that outside run there off of turn 2, and Tringali will take 2nd place away from Dylan Young. Remember, Tringali has not won a race since 2019. And one of his 3 wins in 2019, Vince, came at this racetrack.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's definitely one of the favorites here, and he definitely knows how to get it done. As you see, Allie go for 4th. Fitzwater's doing something interesting, same with Young in the front stretch. Yes, they're breaking the draft, but they're also trying to save tire on the left side by not going too up to the groove on the front stretch and back stretch. You'll see Fitzy do the same thing. He leaves the top open right there for Tringali to get a run. Interesting.
To the outside of the 59 goes Tringali as Rayne is side by side with Seth Cole for 4th. Closing in on that pit window, Vince. Lap 23 this time by. Definitely looking like a one-stopper to me.
Yeah, we saw last year we had some weird shenanigans. I think it was with Turner and Peter Onjak, but I think this year everyone should play it cool.
Tringali led that time by at the start-finish line.
I think we'll get a nice outside propel right here.
You know, leading into the pits is always preferable. And Tringali clears Fitzwater for the race lead. Rayne clears Seth Cole for 4th. Keith Rich chilling in 6th. Nate Rogers has made it up to 7th. Zorlin has continued to fade. Cole Deaver has made his way up here. He's looking to challenge for a top 10 spot, as is Alex Ferrati. William Brock has faded. Ace Rogers has faded. Really starting to see some gaps now here, Vince.
Yeah, this is part of the Auto Club package. Here we go.
Kev Shearer and Andrew Rich are going to pit here. And it looks like they had the tire death occur, Vince. They were very slow. They fell all the way to the back of the pack before pitting. That is probably going to kill their race. As here comes Fitzwater, lap 24. Tringali is going to stay out. So who's pitting here, who's not? Seth Cole is staying out. Zorlin, Ferrati, Brock staying on the racetrack. Amanda Evans, Vince Freeze, McShane, Brent James, Peter Onjak, Zach Flickinger, Jesse Turner, Yepes McIntyre, Fogelman, Rowe, Kukalon, Scott Roush, and Mason Dagger. Remember what happened yesterday, Vince. Coming off a pit road, side by side is not the way to go. It could cause an accident.
That's probably what someone like the 19 of Brock, ironically, could be blanket for Evans, Freeze, McShane,
6
Peter.
seconds of fall off. 6 seconds. So even if Tringali loses the lead here by pitting a lap later, that's the difference over the course of a full run. And remember, it's a full run here if you get a yellow. Not just 15 laps, not half a run. There goes Kev Shearer. He pit the lap earlier. Same with Andrew Rich. Everybody else is coming in. Now let's watch the exit of pit road. This is where things can get dangerous. Henry Sanford yields. These drivers yield as well, so 0 issues with the first group. Look at how far back Nico Tringali started, Vince. Out and away, going to watch the pit lane 1 camera here for a moment. Tringali comes out of pit road, and there goes Fitzwater, DeYoung, and Rayne. Keith Rich and Nate Rogers, I believe, will pass him as well. So this is the undercut versus the overcut. You're going to see all these overcutters. They are going to be moving slowly yet methodically through the field. Oh, this is where things could get sketchy. They hold it. They hold it, and we're going to stay green. So Fitzwater re-inherits the lead with the pit strategy, but Dylan Young is right there looking to his inside.
I don't think Tringali's out of it. That extra lap of fresh tires could be a big roll, but he's definitely going to have to make some time. Now, what do you do if you're Fitzy? You know what Dylan Young's got. You've seen Allyson Rayne last year. We'll find out what he can do to block some lanes and hold them off. As you see, Rogers get up the speed.
Nate Rogers, Keith Rich, the rest of the top 5. Deaver is 6th, so Tringali 5.6 seconds back in 7th. Charles Sanford 8th, Shelton 9th, Oskin is 10th. Andrew Rich made it up to 13th. Kev Shearer 12th with their move there. And there's Seth Cole. He's the next driver up behind Tringali, who pit a lap later. He fell to 15th, 10 seconds back.
Oh, that's a little bit.
Currently seeing Tringali fade here, Vince, but remember, it takes a little bit for the tires to kick in and to feel that tire fall off. But one thing to remember here, these leaders, they went 24 laps. They've got to go 26 on these tires. Tringali's going to be split it right in the middle, 25-25. Rayne to the inside of Dylan Young for 2nd place.
That's what I'm saying with the long shot call. Do you do 24, 26? Do you do 13? Do you go 13 laps and take the risk if you're in 40th, 39th? Somewhere like Kukalon? We'll find out.
Seeing a lot of the overcutters who stayed out at the bottom of the grid, such as Alexander Rowe, currently 41st place. Looking to see if we found anybody else who plummeted. Amanda Evans down in 28th. Ellison's up to 24th. Zorlin is down to 22nd. That is the current state of the race. Dylan Young fends off Allyson Rayne. Now he's looking to the inside of Fitzwater for the race lead. New fastest lap on the race belongs to Andrew Rich, a 38.888. You got Sorlin and Fitzwater still the only other drivers to run the lap faster than a 39.0. Interesting to note, Tringale's fastest lap is only a 39.143. As you know, Vince, though, this track grinds tires, so fastest lap is not always the way to go.
No, I'd rather go for consistency, like you said. Just rather be consistent. Maybe third, fourth fastest than first or second. As Young's still trying on that inside, and there's Tringale in that pack now.
And Tringale has lost a position down to 8th. Not sure if he's just saving his stuff, biding his time, or if they made a bad adjustment on the pit stop. So far, he is not gaining time on the leaders. But it's still early in the run, 20 laps to go. Anything can happen. You see Nate Rogers pulling away from Keith Rich. So he's left him in the dust. Fitzwater continuing to lead. See this time by, if anybody gains or loses time. Nate Rogers actually gained about a 10th there on the race leader of Fitzwater. That pack of drivers at the back of the top 10, that is 6th on down to about 13th, Vince. I believe Andrew Rich is fading with his older tires, as is Kev Shearer, as they pit first out of anybody. They also had the dead tires situation occur for them. Now you see Tringale. He lost positions, Vince, but now he's starting to fight back.
Yeah, when they're starting to hit the cliff, that one extra lap can give you a grip or two. And let's see where he's at. 6.652. That's not bad. I think he still needs to make time clear his group and then start dicing it up. And he's going to try on the Terminator right here.
Yeah, see, they're catching Keith Rich. Keith Rich is fading from the top 3 big time. Nate Rogers continues to close the gap, a 10th that lap.
Kicking in now. They're starting to kick in for Tringale. He can move anywhere he wants at will. That's good for him. You just stay behind here, get around the 53, and then make your move.
Back up to 7th, looking for 6th on Charles Sanford. Start of Tringale's season has gone well. He came into this race 10th in the points. Just one top 5 on the season, though. I believe that came at Atlanta. We saw him very quick there. Got outdone by teammate Jonathan Zorlin. Now you see stuck behind Keith Rich on the bottom. Charles will fight back on the top. Something about this 9 car, Vince. It's got me interested. He continues to close the gap by himself. He is on the same tires as the top 3.
Yeah, the problem is, like you said, catching and passing is one thing, and I don't know if he can do anything. These top 3 are... He's gaining... Oh, they're 4 wide back there. My good.
Charles Sanford backs out of it. That gives Tringale the top. Keith Rich really checks up on the bottom. How about Jessica Shelton? I just noticed is in the top 10.
Good run for Jay.
Starting 32nd. Points leader came in. 2-point lead. 1 top 5, 2 top 10s on the year. See Charles trying to cut back to the inside of Tringale. It's going to create another 3 wide. How was Seth Cole faring? He is still 15th, 10.3 back. Sorlin back up to 17th. And Nate Rogers has cut the gap under 2 seconds. Meanwhile, Allyson Rayne has made it by Dylan Young, and she is looking for the lead on former teammate Fitzwater. Remember, it's still her team. She's just driving for Stuart Haas this year. But
what
no
do you got,
sign.
Fitzy?
No sign of lap traffic this time, Vince.
Nah, it's mano-y-mano. This is going to be... Oh, man. This is the rematch I think everyone waited for in the seats here today. Now, Dylan Young could play a factor in the draft. And, I don't know, Nate If Nate gets there, I want to see what he's got in terms of passing. That's the only thing we have to question with Nate.
Tringali is starting to close, down back under 6 seconds. 14 laps to go. If he can start closing the gap now, he would need to start gaining about half a second a lap.
I don't know. That's a tall order. Now, 50's getting that help with Dylan Young with the draft, but that's going to eventually wear off as Nate closes even more.
4/10 for Nate Rogers that lap. What does Tringali get? Only 2. Tringali fell back a bit there at the beginning of the run, Vince. I don't know if he might have oversaved his stuff. We'll have to wait and see. There is still another tire cliff to hit. They are only 2.5 off right now. Full tire run gets down to 6 seconds. But Allyson Rayne is going to take the race lead, looking to done what no driver has done before, and that is to be a 3-time winner at a racetrack.
Fitzy cannot believe his luck if he loses it again, but Nate's coming. He'll have a little help here now. Like I said, catching is one thing. What will Nate do in the passing move when push comes to shove?
Nate will get right up here to the bumper of Fitzwater. Tringali, Sanford, and Shelton continue the pull away. Ace Rogers back into the top 10. Cole Deaver looking to get up there. Here comes Seth Cole and Jonathan Zorlin. They are moving forward. Seth Cole has closed the gap the last time we saw him, almost a second and a half. Brian Askis, great day for her. She is, I believe, the highest rookie right now in 18th place. Yep, she is. 18th place. Next highest is Henry Sanford there in 20th, but he is fighting for his life against James Ellison. Now you see Seth Cole getting involved in this mess.
Oh!
Andrew Rich and Kev Shear pit again. I had a feeling they weren't going to make it. They pit so early.
Well, what does that do for the field?
They took 4 tires, Vince, so they're going to be hauling the mail here. If everybody else ends up having to pit again, they are looking pretty right now. But they're going to need these other drivers to stay out a couple laps. And Fitzwater is fading. His stuff is burnt.
Yep, he cooked it. It's over for Fitz.
However, now Nate Rogers is losing touch with the top 2. Did he burn up his stuff? Catching the top 3.
I think he did. I think it's down to the top 2, and I think Young's starting to just slowly fade a little bit too on the exit.
Oh, Fitzwater is 7/10 slower than the 9 that time by, but Tringali, Sanford, Shelton, Oskin, and others, they are flying right now. Fitzwater's pitting.
Mark.
He burned them up. So he's going to pit now, coming to 9 to go. Jessica Shelton's coming in. Shocking to say the least. Oh, baby. Here we go.
No, it's not shocking, Zach. This is a delta.
It's happening again. Baranowskis, Ellison, others coming into the pit lane. What do you do now?
You got to pit, or otherwise Andrew Rich is going to win this race.
I don't know about that. I don't know if Andrew Rich can get his lap back and go around the track a whole other time.
If they all pit, though, it's going to be close.
There goes the 23. See Kev Shearer checking up on the bottom. So Andrew Rich, assuming right now the difference is 3 seconds. Did anybody else pit that time by? No. Oh, no, wait. Vince Freeze is going to pit. So far, Rayne is just holding D. Young at bay, but Nate Rogers has started to close the gap again, Vince. Here comes Fitzwater off the pit lane. Tringali under fire from Charles Sanford. They're not going to have to worry about Fitzwater. He is hooked up. All those drivers taking 4 tires.
23 would get the lap back for sure.
Yeah, he will definitely get his lap back here. Quinton Moore has pit. Kev Shear going to the bottom of Nate Rogers and others. This is where things get scary. 9 closing back the gap up. Tringali has not been able to do anything now that Sanford is fighting him. Oh, Vince, I really believe it's down to the top 3 now.
There's
Allyson
Rayne.
Rayne's pitting. Coming to 6 to go.
Fitzy's got a haul of steam.
But I think that's too late. If you're going to take tires here, I think you pit too late. 23 in the 00. We're out there for a while. Now it's down to D. Young and Nate Rogers.
We know Nate Rogers is notorious for saving his stuff and winning races. We'll see if he can do it.
Homestead between these two last year to make the playoff finale.
What do you do here? If you're D Young, I back her down more then. There's no point to push it if you're going to make it.
They are not showing any sign of pitting. Cole Deaver has actually come in, I believe. Didn't see him pit. Now you see, this is where it gets really scary. He's got all these guys with fresher tires out here. All the guys with older tires. But the focus is up on the front of the field with 5 laps to go. Allyson Rayne only took 2. Where does that put her? Oh, look at this. That put her well behind Andrew Rich. You see Fitzwater there, though. Fitzwater's right there on Kev Shearer. If for some miracle reason everybody pits Vince, I think Fitzwater is looking pretty good.
I think so too. Now what does Dylan Young do?
Oh,
watch out.
Boy, this is going to get sketchy. He's got Nate Rogers looking to his outside. Now Sanford cleared Nico Tringali, but they are still 5 seconds back, and Tringali stayed out a lap for seemingly no reason now because he has been unable to close that margin back. Unless there's a belief that everybody else is going to pit again. Seth Cole has closed the gap up to Tringali. He's only a second behind the 7, as if the 7 had pit the lap before him. That's what we would have expected the 7 to have done. Been a second behind by now.
Dylan Young made their bed, man. It's basically mono y mono. I don't think everyone's pitting, so this is it.
23 is 25 seconds back. No way you're closing that in 3 laps, I don't think.
Nope, no shot. So it's between these two unless they randomly pit here.
No one has pit since Allyson Rayne. Gap is not closing from the 2 to the 03 and the 7. Seth Cole 5th, Zorlin 6th, Ferranti 7th, Oskin Ace Rogers, William Brock. That's your top 10. Nate Rogers on the outside of Dylan Young for the race lead.
Dylan Young cannot believe the luck if it happens again. Now, what do you do if you're Dylan Young? Do you tuck back in line here? Or you use that lamper in a way?
Coming to 2
There's
laps
Ellison.
to go. Where does Ellison take his line, his momentum? He takes it with Nate Rogers, a Chevy teammate. That's going to give the 9 some push. Now he goes to the middle.
Taking the air off him a little bit.
That'll give Nate the high side in 1 and 2, which we know is the preferred groove. And put the 9 to the race lead. And it was in this whiteout scheme last year at Homestead, Vince, that he won that race.
Dylan Young's done, man. He cooked it.
It looks like he did indeed cook it. He is fading fast. And big time battle here for 3rd. Oh, buddy, look at this. 4 wide for 3rd place between Seth Cole, Charles Sanford, Tringali, and Zorlin. 2 Hendrick cars, 2 S3 cars.
But it's back to Nate Rogers and the white flag. What does he got? I don't think anybody's threatening him.
Seven seconds off a fast time, Vince, just to make it to the end of the race. '23 has made it all the way up to 9th.
be enough, though. Nate Rogers into 3 and 4, 7 seconds off the pace. One of the slowest finishes of all time.
Coming to the checkered flag for the 6th time in his Digital Storm career, Nate Rogers is a winner. And look at Andrew Rich flying up here right at the end of this thing, man. For an eighth place effort by the 23 team.
A couple more laps, a different story, but we need at least another 3 or 4.
I think if we had 2 or 3 more laps, everybody would have pit. Nate Rogers gets the job done. Dylan Young, 2nd. Sorlin, 3rd. Seth Cole, 4th. Charles Sanford, 5th. Tringali really surprised that he was not able to use that 1 lap pressure advantage. And I'm just guessing they made a bad adjustment on the pit stop. Ferranti, 7th. Rich, 8th with that strategy move. Oskin, 9th. And William Brock rounds out the top 10. Kev Shearer got it back up to 11th. Shelton, 12th. Fitzwater got her back up to 13th, but nowhere close to what he was running all day long. But he cooked it like you said, Vince.
Allyson Rayne, biggest loser, though.
Yeah, where is the 10? She took only 2 tires there on that pit stop. 30th place, not going to show that good of a day at all. Brent James, I believe, is our rookie of the day with a 20th place effort, as Baranowskis only got it back up to 24th. Man, Vince, man. The 11 of Logan Williams pit there near the end for 2 tires, but it was too late. He finishes last because of that decision. That's going to hurt him in the points big time. But, man, the strategy, man, it seems to be Nate Rogers, Vince. You know, after Homestead and after today, he seems to be the strategy. I don't know if it's him or his crew chief, but they got something special going on there.
Yeah, the kings of the strat, I guess you could say. And we're going to a strat-type track next week, too. Watch him out. Even though it's a road course, you always need a strategy session out there.
Yes, indeed. And we will be sticking around in California for another week, but we're heading over to Willow Springs for the first road course race of the season. Track that the series has never been to before. Going to be fun. So we will see you guys then. Nate Rogers, your winner, here today.
Peace out.